Hello, this is Attorney Mike Reb. I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location on planet Earth. I'm going to try to do this. I'm on a beach. I just changed the thumbnail so you can see what I'm dealing with. The struggle is real. But I hear that we had this offset who's made the rounds go back in front of Judge Simpson today. All I know about it is that it's weird. I'm guessing I'm the only person here who has not seen it yet. But the Wi-Fi is awful. I'm going to do the best I can. I have this, and then I have one backup plan. If that doesn't work, we might just close her down. But let's see if we can get it done. Let's be optimistic, shall we?
Yeah, like the most successful time.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, carry everything to say.
So it says to
They
him.
couldn't.
That says llama.
It was ladies underwear that was in the back of the car.
How's a little something for the
All
effort?
right. Portland District Court is now back in session. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
You may be seated.
Yes, thank you to Lokificent and others who sent this to me.
You can go right there. We're having it. Court does call the case of People's State of Michigan versus Thomas Styron II.
Good afternoon. I'm confused on behalf of the club.
Sir, state your name, please.
I'm George Styron II.
All right. This date time set for preliminary examination. Mr. Styron, you are here representing yourself. I would indicate to you that there are 3 charges on the complaint in this case. The first charge is that of fleeing a police officer under the motor vehicle code in the 3rd degree. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years and a $1,000 fine plus court costs. Count 2 on the complaint alleges assaulting, resisting, and obstructing a police officer. That is a felony punishable or a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years incarceration and or a $2,000 fine plus court costs. Count 3 is a charge of driving while license suspended, denied, and or revoked. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine plus court costs. The subject matter of this preliminary examination is for the people to establish by probable cause that the felonies have been committed. If the people do establish that, then you would be what's called bound over to stand trial in the circuit court. You are here appearing without counsel. I would advise you that if you wish to represent or be represented by counsel, you can let the court know, and the court would make sure that counsel would be available to you in this proceeding. I would also indicate that if you are desirous of continuing to represent yourself, you certainly have an absolute and constitutional right to do so. You will be held to the same standard that attorneys are held to regarding the court rules, regarding the presentation of evidence, and anything else along those lines, as well as questioning of the witnesses. Do you understand all of that, sir?
I understand everything.
Pardon?
I don't understand everything.
Okay. And sir, do you still wish to proceed unrepresented? Very good. Do you have any questions before we begin the preliminary examination?
I haven't had a chance to look at the body cam and the evidence. I just got a kite back yesterday telling me I could ask the new staff to be able to view this. I've got maybe 45 minutes or an hour's worth of time in it so far, able to get through the first.
45 minutes, an hour into what?
To, I think there's 16 videos on the thumb drive, and I think Officer Hooks is an hour and 15 minutes long in itself. So what I'm saying is I've had insufficient time, evidence to even review it, to be able to articulate it.
Ms. Hughes.
Your Honor, I understand that the APA that was present before me had intended to admit that some of the body camera. I will not be using any of it today. I'll be proceeding with just Sergeant Houk's testimony.
I guess and I understand that, Ms. Hughes, and I guess the only question would be if whether or not something contained on the body cam might lead to evidence that the defendant either would want to present or lead to evidence that the defendant may wish to question the deputy on. And I'm going to have no way of knowing that.
I appreciate that, Your Honor, especially because my office previously put on the record, and I'll reiterate today, we do plan on adding additional charges, account of felonious assault, which is assault with a dangerous weapon against the sergeant, and 2 counts of felony firearm, which are mandatory 2 years in prison. So, Your Honor, I don't have a problem if we need to adjourn this room to have more time with the video.
Okay. And under those circumstances, and I forgot, I think you had mentioned that before, that with that. Okay. So, Mr. Styron, you're requesting an adjournment of the proceeding so you can get through that. Is that okay? How far, and I guess I was unclear, you have access to the body cam.
Yes, I do. It's in my property.
Okay. But then you were talking about you got through some of it.
The first video, and I believe it's a YouTube, not YouTube, but a Facebook video of a bystander.
Say that again.
Facebook video that somebody took,
Okay.
and part of his body cam, maybe 20 minutes, half hour's worth.
When you're saying his, you're talking about.
Officer Hooks, yes.
Okay.
I believe his body cam footage is an hour and 15 minutes in its totality. So I've barely been able to scratch the surface of that.
Okay, let me ask you. Go ahead. Were you going to say something else on that?
And like I said, I believe there's 15 or 16 videos in there total.
This is surprisingly rational so far.
Maybe more, and that's just what I was able to see.
Okay, so let me ask you this. How are you arranging to view that video?
So originally I was kiting everybody I could. I was correctional services, the sergeant, that sergeant. Finally, while down in correctional services, I was able to speak with Sergeant Flint.
Okay.
And he was able to arrange this first meeting. And like I said, I got a kite back from him yesterday telling me just to bother the noon staff, and they'll arrange it during the noon shift. So
Gotcha.
prior to yesterday, I was still asking. I guess I was just asking the wrong shift. I was asking later in the day, that's for certain. And I really was never able to get anything else arranged as far as being able to go and view it.
Okay, so you were trying to do it one way, that wasn't happening. You finally got to Flint, and he indicated to you that it's the noon staff you're supposed to bother to
Yeah.
try to. Okay,
Flint's definitely provided direction in regards to how I can go about getting this.
all right. Okay, so we'll need to then adjourn that.
I'm not as burnt as I look at all.
Have you? Well, I'm going to ask it one or two ways. How long do you think it'd take you to get through it? I mean, is it your, and I won't hold you directly to it, but I mean, would you be able to do it in one day if you had access to it, or is it going to take you a few days, or just your best guesses? Because you know how long the clips are. I don't have any idea by
So,
design.
I only have knowledge of how long his particular video is, Officer Hoops. I don't, the other ones I haven't looked at, viewed, can't remember how big the file is, nothing like that. If I was out in the world, I could probably have this done within a week at my house. I have my own computer, and I planned on originally being able to do this. Also, it depends on the jail. They've been so short-staffed. We've been locked down a lot as well. So it depends on what their staffing numbers is during, when I'm asking or trying to arrange this. There's so many variables, it'd be hard for me to give you a,
No, that's fair. That's fair.
then also,
But you don't know total. You don't know total time, how much there is.
and
You
also
just know that one.
since May, I've been fighting an illness that just recently the jails addressed. So yeah, there's so many things going on. I've been since May. I've been having stomach issues, bowel issues, and on
Oh, no.
Friday or Saturday I was urinating blood. Finally, I was able to get some the medical staff to do something with that as far as me urinating the cup and give me some type of antibiotics, but all they can tell me is I have an infection. They just don't know specifically
Good
what type of
idea.
infection. So I'm also dealing with that, and it's making me very lethargic and
Okay, I got you.
energy in that.
What do we
Progress
got?
that as well.
What do we look like on the 6th? Well, we've got stuff. It's a day like today. I got stuff in the morning, but
We also
then
have an expunge back in. But so
on the
far,
6th,
so far it's 2 pieces in the morning.
2, and then I got that at 1. But if I set this at 1, the expungement.
You guys just get me sometimes.
And
2.
as of right now, there's no expungements actually scheduled.
Got it. Okay. Okay, so that we hopefully won't run into this again. You've gotten all of the discovery.
Pardon me.
You got all of the discovery. Like you got the, as far as you know, you got the police report. You have all of that. It's the video. All right. So what I will do is I will adjourn the preliminary examination in this matter. I would go to the 30th, but I think I'll go to August 6th. (2024) at 1. I'm going to set it at 1 p.m. We'll just push everything else out of the way, and that way we'll be here. So that'll give you 3 weeks to try to get through that. Now, if there are issues like what you're talking about, short staff, whatever, and you haven't been able to get through everything, talk to one of the deputies so that they can get in contact with my office, so that if we have to push it out another week, we can just get that done without you coming up here telling me you're not ready.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Got a question in regards to, is there any reason why that would be preferred instead of me being able to address what I got going on internally and at a hospital or outside the world? I guess me being put on bond so I can take care of my illness as well as look at this discovery and handle that.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
So it'll be done in a more timely manner. There's less variables involved.
Your Honor, I'm not available before then anyway, so I'm very happy to come back in 3 weeks once he's had the opportunity to review it in the jail. And yes, as Your Honor is well aware, if this gentleman's ailments were to the level that he needed to be hospitalized, the hospitalize him. Additionally, the jail would notify their chain of command if there were any needs that exceed the jail's current ability to assist him. I've received no communication from the jail to that effect, which tells me it's not happening, meaning that the jail is the appropriate place for him. Also, Your Honor, I will, as the court knows, the defendant is in custody without bond for the defendant's demeanor in this courtroom. At the time that my office charged this case, we requested a $50,000 cash surety bond. This is a person who, while possessing a firearm, threatened to cook the sergeant, which is one of the reasons that I'm planning to amend the information and serious charges against him. Additionally, Your Honor, this case originally came in as a domestic violence call, and Sergeant Haupt took the opportunity to try to protect the community by proceeding after this defendant in a manner to not only protect one individual woman, but to protect our community. And it resulted in this person possessing a firearm and not only threatening the sergeant, but threatening the sergeant's dog as well.
My rebuttal to that is, when I said cook, I made it very clear. Said meant legally hit the courts, which he iterated on his body cam. So according to the body cam video, he is fully aware that I meant legally through the court process. And also, I believe in the police report, he was sitting there for a welfare check with a possible wrong domestic, which led me being pulled over, me being a single person in my van, not two people, which would be involved in domestic, I imagine. And then once pulled over, pretty sure he knew I wasn't who he was looking for, just based on my parents' description, based on who was looking up in his talent or the lane system or whatever it is they use in the police cruiser. Make sure they iterate that I plan to use the legal system to address any transgressions or trespasses I felt was made against me. And sorry,
Go ahead.
Also, I was the one who stayed on top of these charges. I'm the one who called the court every day, stayed on top of this case, and I'm the one who arranged the court date with Ms. Fink. I was the one who called the courts week after week, and they didn't have my case in, and finally they did. I was very proactive in trying to get this addressed through the court system. Had no intention of running or trying to avoid it at all. And I think my actions were sued such.
In this matter, I'm not gonna at this point change your bond, Mr. Stern, and I'll just put it to you this way. I don't know the facts of the case. By design, I don't. So I'm going to certainly, I hear the allegations, I hear your response to the allegations, and at some point I'll see the evidence. In terms of what I had previously heard in regard to this case, I would consider your actions on that date, at least as I understand them to be at this time, that you pose a significant risk to the public and to public safety by your conduct that day. Okay, I'm not sure about the comments. We'll deal with that. Further, as the prosecutor indicated, your demeanor in the courtroom prior to today leads the court to question whether or not releasing you, I could trust you to do what I ask you to do. This is the first time today, as we were talking to each other, going through the things, that it's been a civil conversation with you to try to resolve the things. All I'm trying to do is get the case through. I don't know why the other days you made a determination to try to act a particular way to the court, because I'm just, like I said, I'm just here trying to get the case heard and get everything done. And so I have, based upon what I hear regarding the case, what I also have seen in terms of your demeanor in the courtroom, I have great reluctance in terms of doing that. What I will tell you is this, is that I certainly will address, so I'm going to deny your request to the extent it was a request to change your bond in this case at this time. Certainly, hopefully we'll be able to go forth on the 6th, and I certainly will relook at everything on the 6th, and you could raise the issue again. But I want you to understand that part of it is because of what the allegations here are. And I'm not saying you're guilty of them. I'm not saying any of that. But in terms of the allegations and what could be and is, from this court's perspective, a situation where you may pose a risk to the community, but also a lot of it is of your own doing in terms of what happened here. Okay. And so all of that I have to take into and can take into consideration. But like I said, in fairness to you on the 6th, because today was 180 degrees from before. And so I will now factor that in. And on the 6th, certainly I will take a look at anything you just raised again before the court. Okay. And I would agree, just real quick, and I'll let you. I would agree with what Ms. Hughes has said, and that is that if your medical were to an extent, our jail is excellent. I have to say the sheriff's office is extraordinary in making sure that people get the medical care that they need. But certainly you would have to apprise them of that, and I think maybe you have, and they will make sure that you're taken care of. I just don't have a doubt in my mind and have never had an issue with an inmate getting the care that they need. So, all right.
Two things. 4 times we've been adjourned because I asked to represent myself. I don't believe my demeanor played any roles in that. I thought it was because there was some misunderstanding as far as the courts and trying to represent myself.
Oh, no.
And in regards to the medical thing, I reported this in May. It took until I heard it flood in July before anything was ever followed up on or done.
Okay. I suggest that you send another request regarding the medical issue. And Mr. Styron, I would also suggest to you, it never is an issue. I've had 2 others come through representing themselves. That is never an issue with me because you have a right to do that. Yeah, and I'm just going to let you know that is not the reason. You need to go back and you need to look at what you were doing in this courtroom or this court for reasons I don't even, Mr. Siren, understand. So I'm not here to debate that with you. I'm just telling you that's where it was.
Implying that, Your Honor. What I was saying was, maybe I was misunderstood. That when we went to proceed with the court proceedings, there was some misunderstanding in regards to the public defender's office representing me versus me representing myself. Since there was that misunderstanding, it was adjourned, I believe, 4 times over those matters. It wasn't because I was acted out or anything. I believe I came and went so fast. It wasn't even opportunities.
No, there were a couple of adjournments because of that. Okay. But that was because you needed, there was assistance you needed in regard to what we were dealing with at a particular given moment. And so that's where the PD was standing in. But no, it was your behavior on the date that I revoked your bond. And then the other dates were trying to make sure of that. And I was, I'll just be honest with you, Mr. Tyron, I wanted to make sure that you truly wanted to represent yourself and that your rights were protected with having the PD here. And until I was clear on that, I wasn't going to let things proceed because, well, I'll just put it to you bluntly, you got a hot head sometimes. And I wanted to make sure you weren't making that decision just because and not fully understanding what this was, because these are serious charges and there potentially more that are coming. That's my whole thing on that. Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right.
One last question, if we're about to be done. In order to get a hold of your office, I can use the channel of the jail, not the mail system, because I don't have envelopes to pass information or that the jail is my channel that I go through to contact you and inform you of certain things, be it whether it's documents or
I'm not, well,
or in regards to me needing more time.
I think you would have to send some type of communication, written communication to my office. I don't think there's a direct line, and I'm not even sure how that works because I usually don't have inmates contacting my chambers directly. Sometimes they will mail things, which seems to me to not be it. Do you? Oh, there he is. So he'll figure that out. He'll let you know how to get a communication up to my office.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not whether or not I can do anything about it, I don't know. So when that happens, so that you understand this, Darren, whatever you send to me that I'm going to review needs to also go to the other side. But what I will do to try to make things easier, if this is okay with the people, is that once it comes to me, I will make sure that whatever you're sending to me, they're gonna get a copy.
That works, thank you.
Perfect, because envelopes are $1 and I have no money in my account, so it'd be very burdensome to try and buy envelopes to send, to everybody.
They're $1? Seriously?
No, down there.
I got about $500 in back. That. Okay.
So,
Why? No, I'm just saying, if I can sell it for $1, I'll just take the whole box down. Anyway, okay, so we sorted that out. Make sure to get with them. They'll make sure it gets up to us.
perfect, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Siren? I appreciate you behaving yourself this way. Because just listen, because you're coming in hot like you did before, I'm just gonna let you know, with me or any other judge, that's a battle you're going to lose every time.
I can appreciate that, and my only response to that is I've never had that happen.
Well, there you have it. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. And you know what it makes me think? You know what it makes me think, don't you? I don't have IBS, but I do have.
Which is number one, wrong.
I also have a bonus nugget from Jalapeno, I believe. I got sent a bunch of stuff today, but I couldn't work the Wi-Fi, so I was having a hard time. It seems to be working right now. But it was interesting watching Judge Simpson handle this. I get it. The short version is, dude, you're like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I don't know who's going to show up next. Let's see if you can act normal for a couple appearances, and maybe things will soften. But until then, I don't know who I'm dealing with, which is right on point. All right. Well, as long as I have Wi-Fi, I'm going to ride this horse till it's dead. Then I'm going to beat it. Let's do this thing, shall we?
And who is this?
Michael O'Reilly.
Mr. Riley, you're here on a couple of matters today. Looks like on both of these probable cause affidavits, you were arrested for distribution of opiates, use of the communication facility, and commission of a drug violation and no drug tax stamp. Mr. Rutherford, there's two of these matters. It looks like they're both fairly the same. Well, looks like all three charges could be the same.
Stay
Request
with
for
us.
bond.
And I don't know if this is going to be
It's good.
charged as a single case or two separate cases. The state would request based off of the distribution and also that the fact that Mr. Riley is currently on probation in a 22 case. The state's going to request $100,000 total or $50,000 in each case.
Time out.
No, you'll get a chance. You'll get a chance when I ask you to talk. Okay?
Look at that confusion.
The case he's on bond or probation, you say, Mr. Rutherford?
My notes show probation with court services.
Is there a hold from court services or will there be a hold from court services?
There is, Your Honor. He had a hold prior to these 48-hour affidavits coming in.
Okay. Now, Mr. Riley, you've heard the request for bond without discussing any part of your case, anything you'd like to say about amount of bond that the county attorney requested?
Yeah, I haven't gotten in trouble. I haven't gotten any charges.
I just
Which is
told
number one, wrong.
you,
What did I get arrested for again?
distribution of opiates. Use of-
I haven't distributed shit. I haven't done anything.
Okay, well, you haven't been charged yet, but you're here on a probable cause hearing today. And Ms. Greenwood said she's filed a hold on you out of your current case that you're out on.
For my
I also don't have, without getting into further details, there were drugs involved.
possession of marijuana.
Or
I
y'all
can't
stink.
answer that because I don't know what you're here for, what you were on bond for.
Probation.
Your bond is set at $50,000 in each case. That can be posted by cash or commercial surety.
Time out.
Nope. It's my turn to talk, not yours. Your bond is set at 50,000 in each case, no use or possession,
How is
no
it?
call or illicit drugs, no violation of any laws, maintain current address with the county attorney's
I
office.
haven't done anything
Remain in
wrong.
contact with your attorney.
I haven't done anything wrong.
That's all I have for you.
I haven't done anything wrong. How am I getting charged for something that? What the hell? No, I don't.
Anything else this morning?
Nothing from me, Your Honor.
Thanks, everybody. We are.
Well, there you have it. We made it through. We made it through a whole stream. I don't know what it looked like. It actually looked, this doesn't mean it worked for you guys. It was good for me. I'll just say that. It looked good for me, the stream. The stream, people. The stream. Oh, I thought he was fun. I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, that's, you deny the charges. That's called pleading not guilty. That's what literally 99% of people say. It's okay, but like he acts like it's a shocking revelation. Like we're all like he's gonna drop I didn't do it, and we're all gonna do. Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it almost as much as I enjoyed the
Challenging it
Okay, in what way?
in a good way.
I'm challenging it in a good way. I didn't do it, and I'm bleeding inside. That's what I'll leave you with for this evening. Thank y'all for coming out. Now I gotta go fix the thumbnail. I will see you all soon.